Hi, guys. Thank you for coming. If you are catching me on the replay, let me know in the comments so I can welcome you. If you are catching me live, thank you for being here with me and give me a wave. And let me know where you are tuning in from. If I'm blessed enough to know who you are, make sure you say hello. Hi, Luann. But if I'm blessed enough to have people watching that I do not yet know, my name is Bethany Brown. So I'm going to save, I usually don't stop there, but I'm going to save the rest of my introduction for later in this class. So why am I on? Do you even know why I'm on? So this is the open box teach class. This should not go for too long, but know that you can always come back. So go ahead and tag everyone who would benefit from this. And anybody would benefit from this, because every single time I hear somebody teaching a class, I learn something new. And then this might be a great resource to share with new members or people who might want to do the business. As long as they're in Kingdom Business, they can see this. So this is only available in Kingdom Business. But let me stop there. I want to let you know that I have prayed for all of you. I pray that anybody who hears this, their life is blessed, and that God just uses me to reach into your life. But if you saw my little caveat about why I'm late, my little baby is sick. So my brain is a little she's okay, don't worry. My brain is everywhere. So the oil of today, which I usually use like humility because I want to come to you guys with a humble spirit, but my oil today is going to be gathering, because I'm going to need to be able to gather my thoughts together. So, and before I go too into it, especially for you green personalities, I have an outline for what I'm going to say, and I have resources from where I compiled this information and where I got inspiration, and I will get it to you. So scribble down notes for your aha moments, scribble down notes for things that you need to write down to remember later, but most of it is going to be in the bare bones of the outline, all right? And another caveat I want to give you is this is not a script. This is a, what's the word I just used? Outline. This is an outline. I don't want to teach you how to be me. I don't want to teach you that this is the way you have to teach a class. You'll notice that I pulled from many resources, a little from here, a little from there, a little from here, until it felt like me. So this is something that you can pull from. There is no one way to teach, but there are consistent threads with good information to put in there. So I'll give you my outline, and I'll give you a couple of script points just to elaborate on what I mean in the class. But other than that, this is for you to replicate, not duplicate. So when you replicate your leaders and you replicate the people that you love to learn from, then you are passing down tried and true methods of teaching and passing the word, but you're remaining you. So there's my caveats. I don't know. Oh, I already failed with the comments. I didn't even know they were still going. So I promise that afterwards, I will respond to all your comments, but I am so bad at keeping up with them because they don't scroll on my computer. So I have to like constantly scroll while I'm talking. So it's not going to work like that. But I promise I will read every single comment and respond to every single comment that warrants my response, and tag me if you have something specific for me to answer. So now let's get down to why we're here. So this is the open box teach class, and it's as simple as that. I want to teach you a method to share the young living and the young living lifestyle with supplies that everyone has. The simpler you can make it, the easier it is to replicate. So you want to start with your story. That's the introduction. I started my introduction, but I didn't finish it because I want you to pay attention to what I'm saying. You want to start your story. Let me back up. When you open your box, what do you see? You're a brand new member. You open your box, and right now I am looking at answers. You open your box. You're a brand new member. You ordered a premium starter kit. What are the main things that you have in there? So you have the premium starter kit that you chose, whatever fits your lifestyle the best. If it's the oily one, you have a diffuser in there. And the main thing I want to draw your attention to that everyone has, you and new members included, is the product guide, or just introduced, the Discover Your Young Living Lifestyle booklet. So as far as I know, this booklet is going to start coming in every new premium starter kit. But know that you can do exactly what I'm teaching you today with the product guide. Every single class I've taught prior to this, I just got this on Tuesday. So every class I've taught prior to this, it's with the product guide. The product guide, page by page, is a perfect class. And every single thing I'm teaching you and every single thing that I do has a purpose. And a lot of that purpose is duplication. So if I teach from this book, your potential business builders are going to know exactly where there are resources that they can teach from. And even if they're not a business builder, if somebody, a product user who came to your class and they open their box and they see the exact same book you taught from. So when they open it up and look through it, it's going to spur their memory and they are going to know exactly what to do. So this is the basis for what I'm teaching you guys today, but know that you can apply all of it to the product guides. So you start with your introduction. Your introduction is introducing yourself and then having the classmates introduce themselves also. So your story is what is your introduction, but under 1 minute, all right? This is not your life story. This is not your why. This is not trying to get people to admire you. If I said all of these things that make me unique, would that make you feel closer to me and like we can do it, I can do what she does, or would it just push you to the outside and make you think, well, she's unique, she's amazing, I can't do it, so why would I even listen to her? Like, for example, so this is a hypothetical situation, but if I said, hi, my name is Bethany, I've been doing Young Living for 20 years. I'm a aromatherapy coach. I have degrees in this and this and this, and I only feed my children organic food, and this lifestyle has afforded me that. Did I just welcome you in, or did I just ostracize you right off the bat? So you want your story. Heather Brock said it beautifully. Pick common ground. I am a mom, a veteran, a dad, a caring, like anything that a lot of people have in common. And I love my kids, my family, like my pets. So you just say, I am this and I love this. Everybody is included in that genre. You change it up based off of kind of who your audience is. So it's going to be short, it's going to be concise, and it's going to be compelling. It's your abbreviated why, really, and what it is doing for you. So you're going to share about you, who you are, and your journey prior to Young Living. So that's number 1, because I'm going to reference the numbers a little later. Number 2, why were you looking for an opportunity, or did opportunity find you. Number 3, how did you hear about the company? Number 4, why did you join? And number 5, and this is the most important part, what is the best part? Here you cannot use any wimpy words. You really have to focus on money, meaning versus money. Like we all know that facts tell, stories sell. Money is arbitrary. What might seem like a large sum of life-changing money to me might be diddly squat to somebody else. You want to talk about the effect, the impact. Don't share a check, share the impact of that check. So say like in part-time hours, I'm able to ... So now I'm going to start over with my introduction minus all the Facebook Live stuff. So Facebook Live. My name is Bethany Brown. I am an Air Force veteran turned stay-at-home mom, turned entrepreneur, and network marketing professional. That was number 1. God pulled me out of what I thought was going to be a lifelong career in the Air Force to take care of my family and my special needs son full-time. But little did I know he had more amazing plans for me in store. This company and business opportunity found me when I saw some truly life-changing experiences happening before my very eyes to someone I dearly loved. And I could not help but to share those blessings with the people I loved. That was number 2. And number 3, I had never even heard the words essential oils before these experiences. And I was completely shocked and amazed. Like seriously, as if I had seen a magic trick before my very eyes, and it was completely impossible to explain away. I joined the company to see what these essential oils could do for my family and my life. And I am still blown away almost 6 years later with the results. That was number 4. And the best part is, in part-time hours, I am able to help more people than I ever imagined I would be able to. I have been able to put all organic food on my family's table, put my children in all the lessons, not ever have to worry about going back to a 9-to-5 ever again. And I already have a solid and permanent retirement income flowing. Hallelujah. That's all in addition to the healthy and non-toxic wellness products I get to surround my family with day in and day out. So that was number 5. So that's my main introduction, regardless of the class I'm teaching. Like, I'm introducing me, and part of this business is the product, and part of this business is the business. All right? If you want to attract business builders, you need to sell that business as if it's another one of Young Living's amazing products, because our compensation plan is one of Young Living's most amazing and valuable products we have. So think about it like that and share it like that, all right? So now you turn it over to guest introductions. So you ask your guests to introduce themselves and share one thing they'd like to learn and a favorite Young Living product they may already use if they are already users or somebody who's just like dabbled. And what this will do is add some more product testimonies to your presentation that aren't even coming from your mouth. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Like, how many of you, raise your hand if you like to listen to a teacher in the front of the room and they just talk, talk. It's like the teacher show. Or when somebody else chimes in, does it kind of like reset your brain to start listening again? Like, if that's you, raise your hand. So they are saying what they want to learn. Maybe they have a wellness goal, or maybe they have a toxin they'd like to get rid of. Write down what they say to reference later on. If you don't know their name, say man in the white shirt. He really wants help sleeping. Like you're writing this all down so that you can reference it later. And then you want to ask the people there, say, hey, as you're listening, if you if I say anything that intrigues you or you want to learn more, write it down and we'll discuss it later. And if you hear anything I say that would really bless somebody that you're thinking of, write their name down and the product that they would need, and we'll talk about that later. All right, so you want to get them writing. You want to get them dreaming right from the beginning of the class. So now it's time for you to tell Young Living's story, and this is with the 4 P's. So this is where you would open your booklet. The first P is partnership. And right away we have Gary and Mary Young's story right there. You're going to talk a little about Gary and Mary Young and the background of the company. If you're not terribly familiar yet, read it. Read it word for word. But as soon as you get more comfortable, you can just kind of use these pages as jumping points to say your own thing. But don't go off on a tangent, all right? You don't want this class to be forever long. Don't go off on a tangent. Just hit on the key areas. You want to hit on what makes us unique and stand out. A lot of people have a lot of essential oil options right now, and they don't know that they're almost all non-options. So we need to educate them about what makes Young Living unique, what makes Young Living stand out. And Young Living does this beautifully. The very next page is Young Living by the numbers. So industry leader right here, all on a page. And the Young Living Foundation. If this doesn't make us stand out and put heart in the company, I don't know what does. Like, you can build an entire class just based off of the Young Living Foundation, have all of the proceeds go directly to the Young Living Foundation. So this is a major one. Like Seed to Seal, Young Living Foundation, those really make us unique. And then the next page is Seed to Seal. So you're gonna go over Seed to Seal, what it is, what the promise is, and let people know that it's not just a promise, there's proof in the pudding. So you go into what Seed to Seal is, you talk about the farms, you talk about going to visit the farms, and you talk about each pillar of Seed to Seal and what is special about that. Why is that not an industry norm? It is not our job to ever talk about or compare ourselves to any other company that's out there. Our only job is to set Young Living on its own unique and high field. Your only job is to know what makes Young Living amazing and unique. You don't need to know what any other company does, all right? People are gonna have questions about every company. You don't have to waste your time and waste your energy learning about these other companies, because you know Young Living is the industry standard. You know Young Living is the founder of the modern essential oils movement. You know Young Living has more experience, more research, a bigger essential oils library than anybody else in the world. You know that nobody is catching up. So all you have to know is what makes Young Living unique, and don't waste your time anywhere else. First off, it's not an income producing activity. Second off, it doesn't shed light on you. Like, if you're talking about the pros of Young Living, that's light. If you say the exact same thing, but via saying cons about some other company, you just brought them right down into darkness. So keep it light, keep it hopeful. You want to share the love of the company, all right? Then you go, I just noticed my battery power. I should be good, but I might have to get up in a little bit. Then you go and talk about the farms and why that's just like an extension of Seed to Seal. So when you start talking about the farms, turn the page. This is hard to, I'll just cover my face. You turn the page and talk about the farms and how we have farms and partner farms and offices all across the globe. This is a huge source of misinformation that people share about Young Living, is that all our farms are just like in the US and we stole the crops right out of where they naturally grow to grow them in the US. No, show people the global scale of Young Living and the difference between a broker and somebody who puts, like, tills the dirt. What did Gary say? If you don't own the soil, don't trust the oil, something like that. Don't quote me, look it up. So you talk about your farms. You talk about partnership principles so people know what it takes to be a Young Living partner farm. And then we're gonna go into an overview of the products. So this is the next P. The first one was partnership. The second one is products. So you're gonna say, what are essential oils? You can read directly from here, or you can say it in your own words, all right? And then you wanna go how to use essential oils. And this is where, so in this class, the point of this class is not to teach about a premium starter kit with the 11 essential oils and the diffuser. That is such limited scope, you guys. If you teach on just a kit, you're going to have somebody that leaves that class that knows how to use 11 oils in a diffuser, and that's going to be their happy place, and that's where they're going to stay, and they're never going to venture outside of it, and they're never going to realize the full scope of the lifestyle. Every class you teach should be a lifestyle class, not a use this product class. So everything you're doing is the scope of the company. So when I talk about how to use essential oils, this is where I share about 3 oils from the premium starter kit. And this is the only time really I talk about any of the oils from the starter kit, unless I talk about it randomly in a Seed to Seal story, and I'll talk more about that later. So when I say aromatic, because then it talks about how to use essential oils, it talks about aromatic, topical, and internal. So instead of just saying you can use it these 3 different ways, and these are some examples, I use this as an opportunity to talk about some oils and share some personal stories. So for aromatic, I encourage you to always pick an emotional use. So you're showing people that they can use oils different ways, and you are showing people that you can use them in multifaceted ways for your body. So for aromatic, I always pick an emotional oil. And I would recommend, if you're teaching a compliant class, that you use a favorite non-vitality oil example. And you really need to tell a story of how you use it. So tell a personal reason, a personal story about how you have used it, all right? And then you're going to, this is huge, you're going to incorporate a Seed to Seal story into each product you talk about. Seed to Seal wasn't mentioned, like Seed to Seal doesn't only have its place on page 6 and 7 of this booklet. Seed to Seal is Young Living's story, you guys. So when you're telling your story and when you're talking about the products, you are going to incorporate Seed to Seal in every single product story, because then you are talking to the hearts, the why of every product as you're telling the story. So people aren't going to be like, oh wow, lavender is going to help me rest. It's going to be, oh, lavender is going to help me rest and relax. And this is why I want lavender from Young Living. This is what makes lavender from Young Living the best choice, and why I'm going to choose it for my family. So I picked lavender, and I'm going to tell my product story, and I'm going to give it a Seed to Seal background. So I'll read a little script for you for this one. Lavender. You can use lavender aromatically, and it is such an emotionally uplifting oil. I had the incredible honor of going to the farm in Mona, Utah a couple of times. I felt the dirt in my hands. I placed the tiny, carefully cultivated lavender plants in the rows and rows of future lavender plants knowing my plant would someday be a small part in a beautiful bottle of lavender oil, knowing it would be used somewhere across the globe to calm somebody's crying baby or help someone in desperate need of sleep at the end of a particularly rough day. So I just told some uses for lavender without straight up saying lavender is good for this and this and this. And I brought the seed to seal story into it. So now you say you can also use oils topically. And for this, I pick a physical usage. So I would also use a favorite non-vitality oil example. Once again, tell a story of how you use it and incorporate seed to seal into your product story. So this one I'm going to use Panaway. I have had chronic shoulder issues for going on almost 20 years now. And prior to discovering Young Living, while I was in the Air Force, I tried everything, you guys. Like, name a modality, allopathic or otherwise, I've tried it. And the longest span of relief I ever got was like a couple hours. We were just in kind of management mode, not let's fix your body mode. And really the most effective thing I ever did was electroacupuncture, guys. So if you haven't looked in that, look into that, but that's not what I'm talking about. When I first got my starter kit, it came with Panaway, and I applied that to my shoulder because after my sponsor shared with me how much it could relieve sore muscles and overworked muscles, I was like, well, might as well give it a shot, you know? And I applied Valor first because I was lucky enough that Valor was in my starter kit. And then I applied Panaway, and then I layered peppermint on top of that. And the three of those things, guys, gave me more relief than anything I had tried in my entire journey before that. And I've had surgeries, I've had injections, I've been on narcotics, like all the things, all right? And this wowed me. And one of the main oils in Panaway is helichrysum. Let me tell you an amazing story about the history of Young Living's helichrysum. The Young Living helichrysum farm is in Split, Croatia, and it is the world's first cultivated helichrysum, you guys. Helichrysum is traditionally wildcrafted, which means hand harvested in the mountains along the Dalmatian coast of Croatia. But years of exploitation has led to a decimation of the wild helichrysum harvest. So it was almost gone, you guys. Nobody planted it. It was just kind of pulled what naturally grew, and it was completely overexploited. Our farm is the biggest helichrysum farm in the world with 1,200,000 seedlings planted as of September 2017. So it's got to be more now. Gary tried growing it in locations all over Europe, but it truly grows best right in the sunny and rocky areas of Croatia. The plant grows best in limestone-rich, rocky soil, which releases calcium carbonate that feeds the plant. So Gary Young brought this like rock breaker in it, and if you look at the soil, it's just like a bunch of rocks. It looks like, why would anything grow there? But this plant is a very resistant plant that takes extreme conditions. Like just 2 or 3 rainfalls a year is enough to water the plant. And the seeds the seeds we plant are harvested from nature. And of course, we never use any pesticides or chemicals, which you explained when you talked about seed to seal earlier. And after 3 years, the plant reaches its full potential. And this amazing plant is what lent to my amazing shoulder relief. So I think the Lord that Young Living has a helichrysum farm, or we would never have access to that. Like before we had the farm, helichrysum was out of stock for how many years, you guys? Like 1 or 2 years where we couldn't buy helichrysum at all because we harvested a helichrysum crop. And this was before the farm. And the quality was not up to Young Living standards, and we rejected it. We had been waiting an entire year for helichrysum and a supply that would supply the Young Living members for the next year. It would make Young Living a lot of money. Young Living turned it down. Gary turned it down because it was not to our standards. He'd rather have no oil than a subpar oil. So helichrysum, whoop, whoop. So now I'm going to talk about internal usage. Give me one awkward pause. I've got to plug this laptop in, but it's not far away. At least my cord wasn't like upstairs or something, right? Now I gotta get close enough that I can plug it in. All right, I just had to turn a little bit. So now you get to see my fridge. Now internal usage. This is where I want you guys to talk about body system support. So if you know anything about compliance, you can only talk about supporting body systems when you're talking about vitality oil. So I use my favorite vitality oil example when I'm talking about body system support and internal usage. But everyone's going to want to talk about thieves here. I want to say save the thieves. Save the spiel about thieves or when you're talking about the thieves household cleaner. So if you have a favorite vitality oil, your copaiba, your digize, your lemon, talk about your favorite one that you have a compelling story for, a personal story, and one that you can pull a seed to seal example in. So you can if it's a blend, you can talk about just like with Panaway, I talked about just helichrysum. You can pull it apart and talk about just one of those oils. And at the end, I'll edit the description of this class later with my resources, and I have some really good resources where you can get some seed to seal stories, all right? So share your favorite internal usage, vitality, body system support story, and then tie in seed to seal with that. And then you are going to go into lifestyle. So you are going to turn the page. So you just finished up. All of that was just one page, how to use essential oils. And you talked about 3 major ways to use oils, and you talked about 3 major oils. And that's it. Those are the only oils you're going to talk about from the Premium Starter Kit. You're not going to feature each of them, all right? I love this picture. Look at the scope in this picture. In this, we say lifestyle. You're going to share the other product categories. We are so much more than essential oils. We are a lifestyle company. So you focus on what is appropriate for your audience. So you're not going to turn the page and talk about every single thing. All right? Mention each of the product categories and focus where it's appropriate for your audience. So if it's like a mommy class, you would focus on seedlings and stuff like that. If it's a pet class, you would focus on the pet care. And make sure you, just like before, make sure you tell a personal story and tie seed to seal into each category. So, like I said, you don't want to talk about each category with each class, but you never, so the first 2 pages are thieves and Ningxia Red. There is not a class in the world that you're going to teach that doesn't incorporate Thieves Household Cleaner and Thieves and Ningxia Red. So no matter what class you teach, you're going to talk about Thieves Household Cleaner and you're going to talk about Ningxia Red. Those are the first 2 things you want to get somebody on Essential Rewards with, unless they have a specific other goal. But no matter what you're teaching, animals, you need Thieves Household Cleaner and you need Ningxia Red. Animals can drink Ningxia Red, you know that? Babies, Thieves Household Cleaner, Ningxia Red. Athletes, Thieves Household Cleaner, Ningxia Red. Hormones, Thieves Household Cleaner, Ningxia Red. Like every class includes that. So these are, if you talk about a little about oils, you talk about Thieves Household Cleaner, and you talk about Ningxia Red. That is like the minimum you're allowed to talk about in an essential oil class, all right? So, and when you're talking about, you start with talking about thieves, so then you can tell a product story about thieves. And you can tell a seed to seal story about thieves or one of the essential oils in it. And then you can talk about, I'm so backwards. Then you can talk about Thieves Household Cleaner. And this is where you would incorporate a really good formula for Heather Brock. So she says, this is Heather Brock's formula for sharing. Number one, share your history. This is not your life story, but it's how you connect with your audience. She said I'm a blank, I talked about this, I'm a mom, daughter, wife, veteran, etc., who loves blank. So we already covered this in our introduction, but you can reiterate a little bit here. And then you want to present a problem, which is the point of your pain, like the toxins in your cleaners, etc. So you would talk about, if you wanted to throw in different statistics about toxins and what they're doing to our bodies, this is the place for that. And the turning point. So whatever changed your number two, so whatever changed your present problem. So in incorporating Thieves Household Cleaner into your life, incorporating the diffuser into your life, getting rid of the candles. When did that turning point happen in your personal story? And then this is the most important thing, she says, is casting vision. This is where you tell them where you're going and how you can take them. So in really simple, I had toxic cleaner. It was disrupting our endocrine systems. It was making us all very, very sick. I was always in a fog. And after I discovered Young Living, my friends encouraged me to switch to Thieves Household Cleaner. And we don't have to worry about the toxic cleaners anymore. We hardly ever get sick. My kids can wash the bathroom by themselves. My brain fog lifted. Now that's a problem and a solution. A lot of people stop there. But you really want to cast a vision for the future. Where are we going? So now I am going to rid the toxins completely out of my house. I am going to be able to take the products in the Young Living catalog and completely transform my cupboards. And I am going to, so you cast your vision. What are you going to do? Even if it's something you've already done, cast a vision so that they know where they're going. They're not just stopping at Thieves Household Cleaner. They're thinking big picture, all right? So that's when you're talking about each product you're talking about. You talk about Thieves with Heather Brock's formula. You talk about Ningxia Red with Heather Brock's formula. And then you just turn the page. And if you don't want to talk about makeup, you can just say, hey, we have makeup too. There's not a cupboard the Young Living product doesn't cover. So you focus where your audience needs to focus. And remember, every single story you tell has to have a seed to seal tying back into it. So I'll give you an example there. So where would like Cool Azul Pain Cream be? Probably in, like, it doesn't picture it personal. Maybe like personal care. You'd be like, oh guys, I discovered Cool Azul Pain Cream. It is amazing. And with the pain cream, we can talk about pain, all right? So I talked about my shoulder, you guys. When I am in a pinch, this pain cream is amazing. It's already diluted. I can just rub it right on, and that icy hot feeling like just completely eliminates my pain right away. And Cool Azul, where'd that come from? Well, that has that cooling sensation, but why Azul? Why Azul? So one of the common ingredients, a predominant ingredient in the Cool Azul pain cream is Dorado Azul. Do you know where we got Dorado Azul? So when Gary Young, not long ago, was going through the Amazon rainforest, he was traipsing through the Amazon rainforest, and he was there with the local healers and the local shaman, and he had his botanist with him. And his point of going deep into the Amazon rainforest, the founder of our company, this is what he was always doing. He was exploring the globe for new plants to give us new oils and always studying their constituents. So he was asking the local healers there, what are some of the plants you use in your local area? And one of the ones they came across was Dorado Azul. And the local healers said, oh, this is Dorado Azul. We use it for X, Y, and Z. And the local botanist that, or the botanist that Gary took with him, he's like, I don't recognize this plant. And they took that plant and they brought it back to the US and they studied it and they said, this is an undiscovered plant, Gary. You get to name it. What would you like to name it? And Gary's like, I didn't discover it. The guys in the Amazon did. So we're going to call it Dorado Azul. That's what they named it. So Dorado Azul is named, but it's technically a plant as far as the database goes that Gary Young discovered, you guys, but it was discovered long before that. And so if Gary Young hadn't have walked through the rainforest and had this dedication, we would not have Cool Azul pain cream. We would not have the amazing benefits of Dorado Azul if we were just depending on a broker to say, hey, let me make my normal blends. That would not have happened. So that's a seed to steal story that nobody could steal from Young Living. Like nobody has that story. All right. And then the next one, so you've covered every single product category now. All right. So the next page is sharing the Young Living lifestyle and getting started with Young Living. So with sharing the Young Living lifestyle, every class you can inadvertently like sneak in the business. And this is the main way I do it. So number 5 is programs. The fifth P is programs. Why is network marketing the best business model? Like residual versus linear income. Tell your expanded story so you can expand a little bit on the story you told in the introduction. And then you're going to tell your product why. So I'm not going to go into my entire story here, but you would tell your product why. Why did I choose? Why did you choose this lifestyle? A lot of mine has to do, so my word, like my business name, everything, I'm Unbound Bethany. Unbound is my word. So my number one, if I boiled it down to what can stay and what can go and what is really important, and if Young Living didn't have this, I wouldn't be able to stay. So my product why, if I can boil it down to a sentence, is freedom of informed choice. So I'm not going to go into my entire product why. I'm sure there's other places you can hear it. Message me if you're very curious, but a lot of it has to do with the trap that a lot of my family has been caught in the misleading of society, and just caught in the world of addiction and hurt and death. Like there's so much death in my family, you guys, and so much addiction. And what it has really done to me is I have a strong opposition to being told this is just how it is. So my freedom of informed choice is why I share with people. I want people to be informed. If people don't know, they don't know. But once they know, they know. And then it's on them to follow. And then I always share my business why. I don't just stop at my product why because this is a product class. I also share my business why. Unbound also ties into that. For freedom of life. I'm not shackled by somebody else's schedule, somebody else's pay scale, meeting somebody else's expectations at the expense of my family. And then I'll tell my U.S. Air Force story and how my balance was completely out of whack, and my son's story about how his special needs needed me home. Why am I doing this business? I'm going to share that. So you share that. You're going to share part of the business model and how network marketing is such a beautiful business model by sharing your why. Isn't that you're not just saying, you're inconspicuously putting it in there. So number 6, the 6th P is position and timing. You want to share with people why They've joined Young Living at the right time, and why right now is a perfect time to join. This has a lot to do with the trend of the current market going natural. Like everybody is demanding natural products. Everybody is demanding transparency, and Young Living has been natural and transparent since the beginning. We are not having to change our product ingredients. We're not going to have, it's not marketing for us. This is who we are. So you're sharing with people position and timing. Why is this the perfect time to do this? And then number 7, assembling the ask. You must tell them how to get the product, you guys. A lot of people get meek here and they say, okay, I shared, we'll just figure it out that it's for sale. They don't do this business, you guys. Some people leave the class saying, well, that was fantastic. I need this stuff, but apparently she doesn't sell it. So they leave the class and go find somebody to buy it from. All right? They came to that class to hear from you, to hear about product. They want to hear how they can get it. You already know they love the product. Like, I enter a class knowing that everyone is going to fall in love with it, everyone is going to buy it, everyone is going to get on Essential Rewards, and everyone is going to share. The battle has already been won, you guys, all right? And if they don't agree with my interpretation of what they're going to come out of that class with, that's on them. But everything I say, I lead with those assumptions. So I already know that they love the product, and they will be buying it and getting on Essential Rewards and sharing with someone. So everything I say is as if that had already happened. So I start with, which kit would you like to start with? And then I go into the Good, Better, Best model by Christopher and Vicki Opfer from the Essential Sharing book. I love this model. I've adapted a little bit. Everything you should adapt to yourself, so it's you, all right? So I'm going to give you my closing, and I want you to watch out for what I am intentionally doing that leads to enrollments. So when I wrap up the class, after I tell my why and my business why, and I say, so what kit would you like to start with? So what kit would you like to start with? You really have a good, better, and best option. Good is retail. It is an a la carte shopping trip from the product catalog, but you are paying full retail price. It is only a good option because you are getting these great products in your hands. A better scenario would be a wholesale account. You activate your wholesale membership with one of these really popular and deeply discounted starter kits. Once you order your kit, you have access to the entire product catalog at 24% off retail forever. Your best option, though, is your broccoli option. Hang with me, even if you hate broccoli, all right? Don't tune out. Don't tune out. Hang with me. You have health goals, right? We all have health goals. You would not be here today if you didn't. Your body did not get into the state it is in overnight, and it will not be fixed overnight. Just as eating one serving of broccoli, see, we're tying it in. Eating one serving of broccoli will not solve all of your diet problems that took years to accumulate. Unlocking your wholesale pricing and getting on Essential Rewards is your best option. So pause. As I've been talking about the products, I'm going to be dropping in every once in a while. So this is what I get in my monthly box, my Ningxia Red. Every month I get these in my monthly box. So I've been like peppering the entire presentation with what Essential Rewards is. So this is not the first time they've heard it, all right? So unlocking your wholesale pricing and getting on Essential Rewards is your best option. It is the absolute thriftiest way to make true lifestyle changes. May I challenge you? Are you ready to commit to your first goal? I challenge you to join Essential Rewards and commit to a health goal for 90 days. I will help you decide what you need to get to achieve that goal that fits in your budget. After 90 days, I will reimburse all of your shipping costs up to $21, and we can see where you're at. Deal? And if you can't do that $21, just lay out the goal, all right? But 3 months of Essential Rewards is definitely worth $21 to me. So what did I purposely do that leads to enrollment there? And this has a lot to do with conscious language, you guys. So you can throw out guesses, so I can like, roo ha ha, you're amazing. But here are some things that I've noticed I purposely did, and I purposely did them for a reason, all right? I got them thinking big picture. I got them thinking about much more than just 11 oils in a box. I led with the assumption they would buy. This is conscious language for them. Everything I said is, when would you like to start? When you do this, not if, not like if you choose to. No, when you do this, because you're doing this. It's conscious language for them, and it's conscious language for me. All right? I used positive language most of the time. The only time I went negative, you guys, is when I was talking about retail. And retail is positive because you're getting the product, but then I went a little bit negative with my facial expressions and my intonation about the full price. Like, you want people to know that that's not the best option. And your body language and your tone is what's going to tell them that. And then you speak of value and thriftiness. You are never, unconsciously or consciously, apologizing for the price of these oils. These oils are priceless. These products are priceless. The amount of money they're going to save you in the future because you're taking care of yourself and your family is unmeasurable. But sometimes we say, well, it's $160, but, or we put on a fancy sale to bring the price down, or even subconsciously we're like, 160? No, I spoke of value and thriftiness. I would put the words thrifty in there and stuff on purpose, so people will, yes, this is a good deal. Like just $160. And then I gave them control. I gave them an action plan. I gave them a 90-day health goal. This left them feeling empowered, not wondering what they're going to do, not being excited to get that kit home, and then now what? They're getting that kit home, and they have a goal, and they know what their next 3 months of action are. What this 90-day challenge did was it helps the new member feel in control. They don't feel trapped into an endless auto ship program. Never, ever, ever, ever use the word auto ship, you guys. Auto ship terrifies people. They feel like, I'm going to keep Young Living all of my money for the rest of my life, and it's never going to end, and I'm going to go poor. Like, never say auto ship. There's an end in sight. They know after 3 months, I'm done. You know, I can be done. It gives them it makes it seem not endless. It makes it seem doable. You don't want them feeling trapped into an auto ship program before they even know anything about the company or the product or how it is going to affect their health. All right? They have to have personal experiences first. So you just put the ball in their court and gave them the power. And they usually jump for that, you guys. Like, people always join Essential Rewards with this method, always. But hey, if they need to think about it, that's okay. You honor that. Get it on the calendar. Say, I will be contacting you tomorrow at noon. Does that work for you? No? If not, when? Like, get it on the calendar, not call me back when you thought about it. No, get it on the calendar. And you say where to sign up and want to host. So you can say I, we. So after you're done talking about the broccoli method, good, better, best, we'll be over there to help you assemble your orders. Mingle and enjoy an oil-infused treat while you wait. Do the treats after class. Have them ready. Have them simple. Buy store-bought hummus and apply some extra lemon. Buy some store-bought guacamole or make some guacamole and add some extra lime. Have some like lime water or some make it simple. If it's not duplicable, people are going to say, I can't do this. I'm not a business builder. I can't do this. But if you just like open up some hummus and some tray of veggies, that's doable, right? But have healthy food. This is a Young Living event, after all. Or make brownies and add some peppermint oil into it, you guys. All right, so the possibilities are endless there, but don't let people have their treats before class. That delays class like none other. And then they're super tired because they're digesting. And then when you ask people to sign up, there's an awkward mingling going on. All right, so I'll be over there to help you assemble your orders, mingle and enjoy an oil-infused treat while you wait. And then when somebody comes and sits down with you to help you put their order together, you say, what did you hear today that spoke to you? And then you walk them through sign up and you get them on their applicable premium starter kit, and then you add targeted items to their essential rewards order. Those are the items that are going to be part of their health goal. You want them to see amazing results in the first 90 days. And those amazing results might not be in the premium starter kit, you guys. So we need to get them targeted products for what they need, even if that means selling them a basic starter kit and then making them a custom kit, like with all the pain stuff or with all the endocrine stuff. You know what I mean? The basic starter kit's not a bad thing. A basic starter kit with no added products is a very bad thing. All right? Don't do that. Don't do that. So I say, what did you hear today that spoke to you? And I walk them through sign up. And then I say, who do you know that this lifestyle would bless? What names did you put on that paper and what products do they need? I'd love to help them start the journey with you. Let's get you on the schedule to host this very class. I'll teach it for you. Besides changing their lives, you'll get a thank you check from Young Living for doing so. If they don't want to host, don't worry. Can I have some referrals, please? I really appreciate it. If you want to explore turning your love for this lifestyle into a way to earn some extra income or even explore a new career, I'd love to mentor you. I'm so excited to hear your amazing testimonies. And they order their product, they have their class on the schedule, and then you sign up the next person and they go and mingle. And then they go home, they open their box that comes in the mail, or you gave them a flip kit, even better. And everything in that box, they can use to say exactly what you just said. Like, you can duplicate the heck out of that class and you talk to emotions, all right? Conscious language, emotions. It wasn't just a big old spiel about this is how you use lavender, this is how you use thieves, I love Young Living. Like, you gotta reel them in emotionally. So I'm gonna put all of my sources. I used the KISS presentation by Royal Crown Diamond Sarah Johnson. I used a couple of presentations by Sarah Robbins, a network marketing professional. I used the Essential Sharing book by Vicki Opfer. I used the Discover Your Young Living Lifestyle booklet. And I used the Facts Tell Stories Sell presentation that Heather Brock did at convention this year. And I compiled all that together and made this class. So this isn't the only way you can teach, but use this as a resource, you guys. And then I'm going to also give you some resources for your Seed to Seal stories. The D. Gary Young, founder of Essential Oils Facebook page, is awesome. The D. Gary Young blog, and then the book Mary wrote, D. Gary Young, the world leader in essential oils, and then of course the Seed to Seal website. So I hope you guys were blessed by this. If you have any feedback, please drop it in the comments and tag me with any questions you have. And I'd love to see you teach your first class if you haven't taught a class. And I want you to drop the date you're putting it on the calendar in here. All right? And I want to hear your results, life-changing results. How more effective was sharing this way than the way that you've been sharing. All right, I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.